All right, so today is a massive day here on the ridge, our mountain homestead. We are excavating. You ready to move some dirt?
Yeah. This is so cool, man.
And we are going to see exactly how large of a buildable space our lot is going to be able to potentially give us. We bought this property specifically because it straddles a gently sloping ridge, and today we are just blasting into that ridge. But it is not at all clear how much flat land we're going to be able to gain and stay within our budget, because we could hit a lot of rock in here, and it's saying something's wrong with the emissions. There's a lot riding on this. The next couple of days are going to be very interesting. We've got big dreams for this property, and those dreams all rely on having a fair amount of flat land here in the really steep and rugged Smoky Mountains of Western North Carolina. So join us this week as we figure out exactly how much potential this piece of land has. All right, so I'm cruising up to the property this morning, and today is a very big day because today we begin excavation. I'm so pumped to move some dirt. I'm hoping for a big old front yard. I'm hoping to be able to build like multiple structures over the next 10 or 20 years, right? So if we can make a whole lot of flat ground, that'd be great. We're gonna find that out this week. What's up, guys? How you doing, dude? I'm Jordan.
I don't want to shake your hand.
I'll give you one of these. Yeah. What was your name?
Dakota.
I assume Cody told you that I'm doing some filming. You don't mind if I film you today?
I actually watched some of your videos last night.
Oh, nice one. Cody, how you doing over there, buddy?
I'm good. Yeah, so the plan right now, obviously we're greasing everything. We'll grub some of this front off, nothing big, just so we can see kind of what this area looks like when we do get the dozer up here, how we want to get in and bench this. Also try to expose any stumps that we can reach right here. And then we're gonna jump on this side. We'll grub this, everything down low that we can see, trying to keep everything off the line in your buildings or whatever, which it shouldn't be a problem. And then hopefully we'll make a ramp up if this isn't super rocky hard, and then get up there and start clearing that off.
Well, I'm excited,
cool.
man.
Awesome.
This is gonna be great. Dude, this is crazy. This would have taken me a day to have removed what he's removed in like 6 minutes. Yeah, he's gonna have that cleared in no time.
Hey, Jordan.
Yeah.
How far do you want to go back in there?
Oh, a long ways. Like I'm hoping something like 80 feet in there.
The only issue though is we're getting into a lot of rock on this right-hand side right here.
Is there?
Yeah.
Yeah. How's it look? Like,
It's looking good so far. We'll grub out a little bit more, then we'll be able to dig a little bit and see what we're gonna get into.
okay, well that is good news, dude. Dakota thinks that that is very good land up there. It's not very high up off of the original build site, but then once you get up like 12 feet, it flattens out, so it's super flat. It's really good land for building because you don't need to remove very much dirt and you end up with a whole lot of flat ground. Where out here in the mountains, sometimes you gotta remove like a ton of dirt, just end up with a tiny little sliver of flat land. So I'm really glad to get the thumbs up from a pro here. What's up, buddy?
Are you wanting to go pulling back to like the power pole back in there, or where are we going to?
Where is the power pole?
Right here.
I think in an ideal world, I'd like to actually remove that
You going back?
and keep going back, yeah.
Are we gonna leave any bid timber in here or just take it off?
We would like to avoid like seeing to the road and the road seeing to the
Okay,
lot.
that makes
And
sense,
so
yeah.
like kind of once we get to
Yeah.
that point, we'd have to think long and hard about it.
So definitely this pine tree, that pine tree, that pine tree, and that pine tree,
Yeah,
and then everything that way.
great.
So something that I never really knew about excavation is that the first step is not only to remove all the vegetation, but also to remove the entire organic layer of dirt, which here was about the top 6 to 12 inches of that real dark dirt. That stuff would eventually rot, so we don't want it getting mixed up with all the good inorganic dirt that's below it. I never would have thought that there is such a thing as good dirt and bad dirt, but yeah, there is.
And what is it about that spot that you kind of feel is a natural stopping point?
Well, you'll kind of see whenever we get on this side, looking back,
Yeah.
how much it's going to open the lot up. Kind of looking back, if you can kind of envision the toe of the slope kind of going in here, how much open more you're going to have.
I see what you're saying. So almost where the bucket is now,
Right,
from
right.
that to here.
Yep. Then you're going to gain all this.
Yeah.
And then we're going to gain more out there.
And how does this rock look to you? Because, right, this is that rock that we were kind
Yeah.
of looking at.
I got into it a little bit right there. I mean, it's pretty hard. We'll see. If nothing else, we'll dynamite it.
Nice. I love it, dude. It's crazy, like watching the machine push all this around, you start to feel like it's not actually very big and it's easy to move material. But like this stuff is huge, dude. Like there's so much biomatter here. Like look at this giant freaking tree here, man. This is nuts. And you can see in the drone footage, the lot, the buildable area is going to double just with where we are now. Like this is potentially where we would gain to about here. Yeah, we for sure are gonna double our space. That's super epic. How's it look, big guy?
Different.
It does look different.
A lot of progress for one morning.
Yeah, Dakota's plowing through it, man. Okay, so Dakota took off for the day. He had to rush off and help Cody with another project they've got going on, but he was able to crush all of this vegetation into a nice little pile over here. But for right now, my dad and I are gonna get a couple more measurements to start getting an idea of how much buildable land we could have if this is how far we end up going. Because in a lot of ways, what Desiree and I need to do in the next couple of days is figure out how far we wanna go. So now is probably a good time to talk about kind of where we're at in terms of what we want to build on the property. At first, we wanted to build like the most beautiful mountain home ever. And we had a couple of really cool designs for that, but I kind of started to realize how much more money like really, really nice houses are compared to like more modest shapes and designs. And we are kind of running out of money, right? Like we came into this with a certain amount of cash. We spent a whole lot of it on the land. We're spending a lot of it on improvements. And I'm starting to look at potentially doing like a barn-dominium. So like a large pole barn structure that would have a large shop element and then a relatively modest living space element, but all in the same kind of boxy structure. A pole barn like that we could build for really cheap. We could build the shell, like the roof and the walls, relatively quickly because you actually do that first before you pour concrete for the floor and everything. And so for that reason, me working by myself or with very little help, we could actually dry the thing in much faster than we could a conventional stick-built house. And that's huge because if it was just me building a kind of complicated but beautiful stick-built house, that thing might be exposed to the weather for months, and that could be a problem. But I gotta talk to Desiree and really start to think about what we want with this property.
So last week we cut and dry fit our custom cedar doors for the shed, and now it's time to glue it all together.
Oof,
Here we go.
nice. So we are basically all good with the glue up on the door. A delivery guy just showed up and he's got the siding for the shed here. So what a big day, dude. We took a huge chunk out of the foliage on the ridge. We got the door finished and now we're gonna get the siding for the shed. So my dad and I just talked for a while to come up with a plan because we need to figure out what we're gonna do with all this material. This is the siding that's gonna go on to the shed. But I mean, we gotta finish the doors. I gotta help out with excavation. So it's gonna be a week or two till that can get on. We have been storing all of our materials in the shed, which I'm gonna start calling this a shouse. It's like a house shed because it's like built so well. Shouse, right? We've been storing materials in the shouse. Like you can see over here, we've got dimensional lumber, we've got plywood and sheet goods. I've got my tool bench in here. I mean, it's starting to get really crowded in here. And so what I think we're gonna do is we're gonna do like a fundamental reorganization of how we're storing everything. Right now we have all of the tools in the tent shed and materials in the house. We're going to switch that. My dad is going to build some lumber storage racks, some A-frames that we can hopefully put into the tent shed to store all the lumber. And then I'm going to clean up in the house, and I'm going to, first of all, figure out what I'm gonna do with all of these ladders. So I whipped this up fast, man. We'll see if it even works. Oh, yeah. Beauty. Yeah, that's epic. It's funny, I'm not gonna lie. This is maybe not very necessary at this moment. I'm mostly just really excited to do it. And this is why we built this shed, right? And so I'm like, yes, let's get organized. Gosh, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Whoa. Oh, apparently 10 feet is too much. Yeah, it's not gonna fit in the spot I've got for it. That's all the sheet goods. Now let's get this dimensional lumber out of here and bring the table in. Oh my gosh, so much stuff. Okay, big guy, you ready to get the table?
Yep.
Let's do it. Okay. Nice. Good job, big guy.
Yeah.
Man, it's 7:05. It is getting late.
Long day.
Holy moly, we finished, sort of. You can see the shed is not exactly super organized right now, but that's because we just threw everything in here and it's getting late. And you can see the tent shed is in a similar situation. Anyway, thanks for your help, big guy. I appreciate it.
We got the second door glued up, so we'll take that apart tomorrow.
Yeah, so we'll have the doors ready here in a day or two. Oh, and all that happened. Yeah. We are out of here. See you tomorrow. It is another rainy day here on the ridge, man. It has just been pouring all morning. The guys were able to get the dozer up here, which is very exciting because that is gonna come in serious handy when it comes to freaking removing all of this dirt. It's a huge amount of dirt, but that's all they were able to do today. It's just been raining way too much. It's been pouring. So we're gonna have to wait till next week to make more progress. But in other news, we are going to finish these doors, right, big guy?
Yes.
Yes, I love the enthusiasm. Yeah, so what are you up to, big guy?
I'm making I think they call it a story stick. I cut this piece of poplar the same height as the now framed in opening, and I'm going to put every measurement on it that we have. And that way we can put the story stick up against the door and mark where the hinges go, put it up against the frame, mark where the hinges go, and they should be perfect.
Glad someone around here knows what they're doing. Whoa, it is seriously coming down, but you can see in here we have made some serious progress. We've got the workbench, we've got tools, getting going on organization. You can see we've still got a bunch of stuff here. So while my dad is working on the doors, I'm gonna keep going with organization in here. So I'm super pumped about how the shed is going, and while it is going to be my tool storage and office, I'm mostly excited about just turning that thing into my man cave. And as such, I want it to reflect who I am, which is why I'm super pumped about the sponsor of today's episode, Displate. Displates are metal posters with vibrant, detailed artwork printed onto steel. So I'm super into movies, and I feel like this collection that I've kind of curated is really indicative of my personality. For instance, we've got Lieutenant Nick Bradshaw, call sign Goose.
Watch the birdie.
They feel premium and look amazing. I love them. And they swap out in seconds thanks to a magnetic mounting system. No nails, no tools, no holes in the wall. Perfect for when you're working with a small space and want to be able to change up things easily. Displate has millions of designs, games, movies, photography, art, you name it. Delivery is fast, usually 4 to 5 business days. And now they've launched Displate Textra, where they use gloss effects, textures, and contours to make the art really pop off of the metal. So if you want to effortlessly transform your blank walls into a showcase of your personality, definitely click the link in the description below or use code Atticus to get this killer deal. So I am stoked about that organization, but it just dawned on me that I haven't finished the door frame yet. I still need to put shims in and then nail it. And the trick here is I use my big level here. Yeah, so as you can see up here, the level is right up against it. Down there, the level is right up against the frame, but here in the middle, there's a big old gap. All right, let's grab our framing nailer from our super handy dandy storage system here. And then we do that again with the shims, but in between the middle and the top, and in between the middle and the bottom. Check this out, quick little improvement. We got a mud walkway here. There we go. Nice, very nice, very nice. And then got some wood here for the mud here. Dad, you staying dry over here?
Yeah. So this is the right-hand door, and this is the bottom. And so what I did now is just lay it right on the door, the story stick.
Oh, okay, so that's the gap at the bottom of the door.
Right. So on the top, I wrote top and 1/8 inch.
So that's the top hinge there, the middle hinge there, bottom hinge down there. And then that way we can transfer this to the other door and to the frame.
Yeah. Now it's time to do the other door. I need your help to bring it out.
We have the story stick lines transferred onto the doors. So these are the two doors laying like opposite but on top of each other. And so these are the areas where the hinges are gonna go, and we're gonna route these areas out. So what we wanna do here is we've got this board here and here clamped on, and we've transferred those lines across the scrap boards as well as the doors. And now I'm going to create guides for the router. And so we know that the router distance from the like edge of the radius to the cutting bit is 2 5/8. So I'm just gonna measure over from this line 2 5/8 on both sides. And then we're going to take scrap wood and screw that wood onto these external boards to create the fence. So here are our marks for the hinges. We are ready on this one. Next step is we got to route out the area where the hinges are gonna go onto the frame. Luckily, we can use the same jig, but it's a little bit not big enough. So we need to make the frame of the jig a little bit wider, and then it'll fit over this. Pretty sweet. Can you bring one of the hinges? Sweet. There's 3 hinges.
See that scoop right there? They pick up the ground and they put it over there.
Do you want to go inside? All right.
You want mommy to get in it?
Yeah.
Okay, watch mommy. I wonder if any infant has ever been on this machine. The chair is very comfortable. Have you sat in this?
Yeah. Isabella, is Mama gonna drive the excavator, or is Scarlett gonna drive?
Take the wheel. I don't want it to start accidentally.
No, you won't. Buddy, it is so funny with you.
Yeah.
And 2 little girls on this construction site.
Yep. This is our life now, though.
Yeah.
Lots of mud and babies.
Yeah. Okay, well, we are on the cusp of finishing these doors. You want to give us a hand?
Sure, yeah.
I'm gonna scooch it your way. Lift your side up a little. There you go. That's perfect. Can you support that?
Yep.
Okay, lift your side. Okay, you can let go.
It's
You can let go.
No, we're good.
Isabella. It's okay. Hey, it's okay.
Yeah, it's a little loud, but it's okay.
When Dad builds things, he uses tools, And those tools are loud sometimes. Well, this is very exciting. I mean, it wouldn't be a bad idea to just test it real quick.
Look, Dada's gonna open and shut the door.
Yeah, baby. Look at that. So it started pouring down rain. And I'm like so stoked about the door. I'm talking to my dad about the door. We're like, it looks great. He's like, yeah, it looks so good. And Desiree's like, that retractable pencil is so cool. And Isabel's like, yeah, I know, right? He hadn't even said a word about
You did a great job with the door, buddy. Really good.
Yeah.
However, the retractable pencil is really cool.
Yeah.
And you know what? You're bulking up. Nice and strong
Yeah, I'm not
arms.
falling for it. I don't even believe it.
Do you work out?
Same thing, I'm gonna hinge this out.
Okay.
Just support your side for right now.
Okay.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, bump.
Good.
How do you like the doors, Isabella?
It's nice.
Okay, we're gonna close it. Do you think it's gonna fit, Isabella? Here you go. Oh my gosh.
You want to open
It's
it?
perfect.
Okay, Isabella's gonna open them. Open, open. Good job.
Good job.
We did it.
They don't want to move at all. That's amazing. All right, so we've got to wrap up for the day. The girls need to get to bed. My dad is heading out tomorrow. So thank you very much for all your help. Really appreciate it, big guy.
You're welcome. I'm glad we got the doors hung.
Yeah, awesome. Some serious progress. That's great. What is up, people? Look at that. I'm so pumped. I gotta hand it to my dad. He did a great job designing them and coming up with the plan for them. I had to say goodbye to my folks this morning. That was really sad, but I'm gonna continue on today. Now, I still need to varnish it. I still need to do a lot of stuff to these doors, but what I really wanna do is be able to lock these doors. So today, my goal is to install the hardware that I need to install so that I can have that much more security for all of the tools that we've got in there right now. Okay, so step one is this is gonna be the door that will normally be closed, and it's gonna be kept closed by a couple of barrel bolts. Sweet. Okay, cross your fingers. Oh yeah. So next, I'm going to be installing this door handle. I've got a jig to do it, but I first need to decide exactly where I want it to be. I basically want it to be in the middle of the door. I know that's not normal, but just with how symmetrical this door is, I'd like it to just be symmetrical, so I'm gonna do that. Okay, well, let's see how this goes. First door ever. Okay, there we go. Hole number 1, done. That worked out pretty good. So I was supposed to route out this shape into the door so it has a little bit of an inset, but the gap between the doors ended up being a little bit bigger than we wanted it to be. What's interesting is that when we put all this together, we measured it and it was good, and then we came back the next day and measured it and it was too wide. So we actually trimmed the doors. And then my dad was like, you know what? I think they might have expanded from moisture. And so today is like the first dry day we've had in a long time. And sure enough, that gap is a little bit bigger than we designed it to be. And so I just don't want to inset this piece any further than we have to so that it has as much connection, you know, with the other door as possible. I just like banged it in and it kind of pressed into the wood because the cedar is so soft. So I think that'll be fine. Okay, here we go. Here's the test. Yes. Oh, let me get the key, see if it works. Okay, there we go. So it locks, man. Check that out. So I'm gonna see if I can't tidy things up here just so that they can be a little bit more organized for when I come back. And so actually the very first thing of organization is I'm going to take all of the sheet goods that I have stored in the shed, house thing, and put it right here and lean it up against this super sturdy A-frame that my dad made. Cool, this should fit just right. Wow, that's heavy. Okay, here we go. Okay. Woo! Great workout, dude. Great workout. Okay, well, it's not perfect, but it is a whole lot better. Plenty of room to move around. I could definitely store quite a bit more stuff in here. I'm feeling really good about this. I gotta go put Isabella to bed, and then tomorrow we're moving out of the rental, going to a place that Sio's renting, and then I'm driving out to pick up the trailer. So it's gonna be a busy couple of days, but hey, glad we made this progress, man. This is amazing. I'm so pumped. Desiree and I kind of need to talk about what we want to do for our house, because we need to come up with exactly how much flatland we want to get, because that's going to be important to know in the next week or two. Up till now, we've been looking at really beautiful mountain homes. And it's I've had a huge emphasis on incredible house designs, the most beautiful thing possible. And I'm starting to realize that a lot of those designs are harder to build, which for me, that would be a thing because I'm doing it by myself, don't have a lot of experience. But even more so, they're expensive. Maybe we just go with a really simple house that we can afford.
Yeah, I'm totally fine with that. I think I would much rather have a house that's livable sooner and it's just functional and works for our family,
Scarlett finds this conversation fascinating. Yeah, she just keeps looking at you and then me and then you. Do you want a barn dominium, Scarlett?
Yeah, so I think a big fancy view and everything is great for a rental if you're on vacation. And I think we should get into that eventually. But I think for us, we just need to keep it simple and keep it affordable. And I don't need fancy.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, look at me.
Yeah.
Do I look like a fancy
lady? What are you
lady?
talking about? You look like a fancy gal.
I mean, you're acting like you're breaking bad news to me, but going from living on a sailboat, that's rocking and rolling and life is unstable and difficult and small, a house that is a barn dominium sounds great to me.
Okay. All right. Well, we better get out of here because it is starting to rain.
Yes.
Lead the way, cowgirl.
Giddy up.
All right. So the guys are back at it this morning, and I wanted to give a quick shout out to Cody and his guys. Cody owns Ellis Earthworks and Custom Homes. He does excavation. He builds houses, and he's an amazing guy. His team is awesome. And so if you or someone you know has a big project lined up in Western North Carolina, then definitely give Cody a call. He is the man. I've got his phone number in the description down below. And I also want to say a big thanks to the people who make these videos possible, our patrons. You guys rock, we love you, and we will see you next week.
I actually watched some of your videos last night.
Oh, nice one. Did you check out my OnlyFans?
Yeah.
Nice.
That's my favorite one.